Yeah, we live, man. I wanted to get into a few things, man. Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Big Boosie, Street Knowledge Podcast, man. I had to come up here 4th of July. I've been going crazy in North Carolina. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button for me. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, man. I want to check out a few things real quick. And me still just saying, why do our people have to go and act crazy? Because it wasn't even just our people. It was a few. There's some white people downtown Durham. They brawling and getting into it. 4th of July. I don't know, man. What these type of events, what it bring out of people, man. Everybody just can't be together, smiling, laughing, having fun. It's confusing to me, man. It's confusing to me. When I go out somewhere, I want to have a good time, chill, watch the atmosphere, see other people smiling, having fun. Me and my peoples, we having fun together. I don't feel like getting into it with nobody. Somebody might walk by and bump me. Don't even really know they bumped me. Some people will start acting crazy. Yo, what you bumping me? Yo, why you bump me? Sometimes they'll bump me. I'll be like, pardon me. And the right thing to do is like, yeah, pardon me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. It's just crazy. But I wanted to come up here and get into something real quick with y'all. Y'all seen the last uh, video that we did. We did it on Prince Gerald Miller. And you know everybody with the, well, not everybody, just a few people was trying to say Prince is a rat and some paperwork came out about him. I guess what the Brian Glaze Gibbs guy was saying. I seen Zip with the drip earlier, and Zip broke it down real clever. Like I mean, real in the real most. I ain't even gonna say respectful way because it was respect just for him doing it, but it was just he just gave the real true analyzation of the situation, and he even chat GPT that it was something about in the Times paper, newspaper or whatever, and it just broke down how Prince never took the stand or nothing. And the other guy did and was trying to put the blame on Prince. And Prince, they was trying to figure out, well, how do you know all of this? The only thing Prince lawyer did was raise reasonable doubt to the jury. And he was just saying, well, if you know all of this, how could you say Prince did it? He is not even speaking or has spoke about none of this, but you could speak about it fluently. And you the only one to know about it. Prince don't even know about this. I guess they call him his name, Gerald Miller, whatever, in court. But y'all know what I'm saying. And these are the things that I'm saying. What do
Shut the sound as well.
what do people have a reason for speaking about stuff that ain't really real or true? It's crazy. A lot of people, somebody said they watch these podcasts, and somebody said the sound is low up there.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Just keep going. Tell them to turn this device up now.
Turn your device up and see if that's what it is, y'all. But you know, people just come up with the negative stuff because it's podcast reasons. be an algorithm, to get the clicks, the likes. And somebody left a comment on the last post I did. They said, I'm watching these podcasts and all everybody cares about is who snitched and who didn't snitch. Nobody gives a F about the destruction we have brought upon our communities, our families destroyed, our women and children destroyed and disrespected. And all these fools care about is who snitch. This ish is insanity. We as black people take pride in a dude who was locked up in a cage for 34 years for destroying his own people. It's 2026 and this is where we're at. What the F happened to our minds? Once again, I broke it down. I get it. People want to blame our own people for other people coming to actually purchase the drugs on their own. The same way they actually go into a store and purchase alcohol. Too much of anything is not good for you, period. Point blank. So yeah, I understand. But you still gotta make a way of saying, only reason why I was considered an outcast is because the government was not getting money off of it. That's the only reason. The government wasn't making money off of it, period. Nobody forced nothing on nobody. Now, if somebody sold something to somebody pregnant, all right, cool. I don't agree to that. Same thing in a liquor store. If a woman walked in there pregnant and they bought a bottle of alcohol or purchase a bottle of alcohol, they're going to sell it to her. So, and everybody worried about everybody who's snitching. Where we come from, when you all together and y'all doing crimes together and y'all having fun, getting money, buying jewelry, buying cars, you get to find women. Now, soon as you go to jail, you turn on each other. No loyalty. But guess what happens with police when they get caught doing wrong? Their officers are not supposed to tell on them. And if they do, they'll figure out a way to fire them. They get shunned. Even though they call it whistleblower, well, police call it snitching, ratting, whatever. So, but and it's just the bottom line, man. Nobody bought them drugs over here so they can send our people to jail. They keep them in the neighborhoods so our people could go to jail and their jails can maintain making money off us. They even make up fake accusations that they caught a person with drugs just to put them in jail. Come on, man. I'm gonna get to these comments. Y'all hold on 1 second, man. So this is one. I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about. This is another one. The same person said, bro, as far as alcohol being legally sold in the liquor stores, legally sold in the liquor stores and bodegas in the hood is concerned, we expect our oppressors and enemies to sell us poison. it's not. Let me make sure I'm reading all this right, y'all. So basically, this guy is saying alcohol is poison. Well, it's one of the number one sellers in the world. Period. Right? And we don't expect them to come in our neighborhoods and be oppressors and sell us nothing. Why a person like you that can make this comment ain't doing nothing about it? Why you not nowhere rallying up and tallying up, get liquor out of our communities? Or boycott the people that come in our community and selling them. None of our people never want to open up stores. The Chinese people come in, they're not oppressors to us. They just come in and we allow them to come in. That ain't oppressing us. We can open our own spots up, but a lot of us don't. It's a lot of people like you coming these comments and not doing nothing about it. What are you doing about it? You never said one time of what you was doing about it. And then he said that's what they do, oppressors. They poison us, but when our black men sell their own people, that is the worst betrayal. When we do this in our own community against our own black brothers and sisters for the sake of money, that is the lowest of the low. Ronald Reagan put the crack in every black community across the country. His objective was for us to destroy ourselves. Y'all agree to that? That when the white people started getting on it more than the black people, utilizing it more than black people, that's when it became an epidemic, and then they wanted to put the war on it. But I get it. But it's still up to you, to yourself, to say, I'm not messing with that. It's the same way if you see somebody jumping, like we always say, if you jump off a roof, you'll follow somebody. Why would I go and mess with crack and I see how bad it make a person look, or how bad it turns him to something else? It still don't make it right for a person to actually sell it once they see actually what it can do to a person. But at the same time, you can't be saying that the ones that get locked up for it has destroyed the community. You might as well blame everybody in the community, all the users, because they go get the money and go get and come back and buy it. So how you just blame one person? And like I said in that episode, they're not just being praised because they sold drugs. They're being praised of, being smart enough to make money and make moves, and some people, opened up businesses and left the game alone and not in that world no more. So what the police try to do can't hurt them anymore. But nobody's doing nothing about what's going on with this illegal alcohol. You're not saying nothing about it. But it's called drink responsibly. Have a designated driver. Don't drink till you gotta be staggering. Know when to cut yourself off from drinking. So if something as far as liquor make you feel good, you have a couple sips, a couple glasses and all that. I don't see really nothing wrong with that. If it make you feel good and you chilling and you ain't just being a drunk, you wake up in the morning, gotta drink it, don't eat no food, or drink all day and don't eat no food. You might eat one time, but it really doesn't help because the liquor overpower the food is just to keep you motivating and walking, but the liquor is really tearing you down. That's the abuse. That's the person that's destroying himself, not the person that put it in their hand. Now, like I said, I knew some people that sniffed coke. I knew some people that smoked crack, but they was working and functionable. You'll never know it unless you either sold it to them or you there with them at their house. Period. So let me finish. His objective was for us to destroy ourselves, and people like Prince cooperated with the plan of the white devil. See, this is just somebody that's in their feelings and want to say something that sound like it's correct with the white devil and cooperated with the plan. I mean, I see a person find a way to make some money and wanted to do something to get some bread. And you know, it was young back then, so they probably didn't even know how far that drug situation was going to start making people deteriorate because they liked what they was using more than utilizing it to, you know, get a little fun time and feel good and then get back to work. They didn't know it was going to turn them into damn near zombies, because they're not responsible thinking people that was destroying themselves. Period. And once again, if you have all this type of information, what are you doing about the legal alcohol? And let alone still, it's drug problems out here now. What are you doing about that? They got the legal drugs that people using illegally, Percocets, and that fentanyl is one of them. What are you doing? Now, fentanyl, that's killing people. I ain't understanding why people even thinking about that, utilizing that. But once again, if you see it's unaliving people, what will make you go and get some? I'm confused, man. If you seeing that you could sell it, you can get it from somebody else. Don't use it. Get it to sell it. And it might not have been done the correct way. And then they go unalive. Then they come back and get you. Then 9 times out of 10, a person might end up snitching on who they got it from. And it's going to go all the way up the pipeline. Gambling with your life. Everybody's gambling with their life with that. Going to jail for selling it and actually using it and being unalive after using it. Gambling. What would make you do that? Yeah, that's destroying yourself. And all the people makes a community. So the people that's in the community that was taken and wasn't being forced, don't try to just shun one person. Shun the whole community, man. And get on your politics where you trying to word this stuff in my comments. And get on these politicians by letting these drugs come over here. You ain't doing nothing about none of that. But you up here sound like kind of like jealous talk because one person getting attention because, you know, they say drug dealers are some of the smartest businessmen on the planet because they know how to market stuff without being able to market up front on the news, billboards, and they're able to make millions of dollars from it. Those are some of the reasons why they're being praised. And yeah, a lot of ignorant stuff come with it when they was doing the process because they was young, watching these movies and thinking that, you know, that this is how you do. When a person just mess up $200-300, some real dudes that was the bosses back then just kick you off the team. We ain't rocking with you no more. Depending on the severity of it, some of them just you be found somewhere unalive for stealing. Little simple stuff. So a lot of that destruction, I don't agree with that. That's really killing off the community because you could have just let them go and don't deal with them no more. So I get that part. But all this other stuff you saying, you can't just blame one person. That don't even sound right. And he said, so don't come away making stupid comparison about alcohol and sugar. How that's stupid? It's a great comparison. You have alcohol facilities that look just like a drug facility for rehabilitation. You make it make sense.
At the end of the day, Boots, if you really look at the core like thing that they all have in common.
Mm-hmm.
Like people use these vices as like temporary escapes from reality. Now, why would you want to escape reality even for a couple hours, a few hours?
Mm-hmm.
That must mean that the environment you living in is a little too much for you. If you can't just be happy in it without, messing up your own consciousness by
Right.
using drugs, alcohol. Now, I don't want to come off sound like a hypocrite because I smoke big weed.
Right.
And I smoke big weed to do just that, to temporarily escape my stresses, sometimes even a little bit of depression. But what can we do as a people to not feel the need to want to lean on that crutch? I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
What would it take for you to be so happy in your life that you don't need alcohol, weed, fentanyl, coke, meth, Molly, whatever your choice of poison that you're slowly killing yourself with? What would it take for your life to be, where you don't need that stuff?
Right.
Or, because thinking about it, you get people that don't have nothing there on drugs, and then something happened to them. They make millions, and it just adds fuel to the fire. They go crazy with the money, with the drugs. It's like, dude,
Right.
you made it.
Right.
You went and bought you a nice car. You got a Bentley now. You got an estate. You got a wife. But guess what else you got? You upstairs in your study with a mountain of cocaine, sniffing your life away.
Right.
But you passed the finish line.
Right.
So when is enough, and why are we doing the drugs? Why are we doing the alcohol? Is it a temporary escape, or is it just people just like messing their own consciousness up? What is it?
That makes sense to me. And the key word, messing up their own selves. The key word, Jax. Key word. So nobody could get up here and say one person or 10 people that is selling it is messing up the community. The community messing up the community by getting it and overdoing it.
Self-inflicted.
And for you to say don't make an excuse for alcohol and sugar. You eat too much sugar, you get diabetes.
Yeah.
And then you out of here if you don't take care of yourself right.
Anything addictive can be considered a drug. It's just that the government determines on titling it a drug. If sugar was so addictive that people couldn't leave it alone, you better believe it'll be a Schedule 1 or Schedule 2. It'll be locked behind gates.
Mm-hmm.
Too much of anything is bad for you.
That's a fact. Too much water. You can't drink too much water, man. Then he came back and said again, excuse me for commenting so much. My man, he said, I sound crazy. This self-destructive-ish is our culture. Keyword again, self-destructive. You're self-destructing yourself. So nobody force nothing on nobody, man. I get what you said. Don't be a key component to actually being able to put it out there. I get what you said, but nobody's forcing it. If I walk past you every day and don't buy nothing, eventually you're going to say, man, this ain't it. I ain't going to keep selling this, man. This ain't about nothing.
Fact.
My people too smart. They don't want this stuff.
There you go.
Same way our people stop with alcohol. They leave it alone because they know it ain't good for them. They can't control themselves with it. So they smarten up enough to leave it alone. But guess what? It's in stores legally, in restaurants legally, in clubs legally, in lounges legally, bars, everywhere, legally. They're getting money off of it. But you're going to try to overpower it because more black men sell it. It's the same thing as crack and coke. The laws are different when you sell crack over coke, but crack comes from coke. So more black people sell crack, so that's why the laws are more extensive. With coke, it's less time you get because you get caught with coke. What's the difference?
Well, the difference is the demographic that get caught with the coke. Let's just call a spade a spade. There's
White people.
Yeah, they get caught with the powder form way more than any other demographic in this country.
And that's why the laws are less than.
Yeah, because they can't put their own kind in there for the same tall numbers as us. You got to remember, like they set this stuff up as traps for other demographics, blacks, Spanish, whoever else, right? Mostly blacks though, because we were slaves here, and they don't like the fact that they ended up having to let us be free. So they set these traps, legal traps, laws. They call them laws. It's really traps. But the problem is, some of their own are dumb enough to get caught up in the black folks' traps.
Right.
More so than the black people they plan to trap. So it's like, okay, you guys are setting up traps, and then more of your own kind are falling for this shit than us. So now you got to loosen up the trap, because the trap working too good is working better on your people than it is the people you intended it to work for.
Exactly. That's my whole point. And we got these type of brothers that say we destroy our community, man. Stop it. We're doing it to ourselves. Yeah. Everybody's to blame if that's the key. If that's the case, brother. And he says, it's our culture to poison our brothers and sisters. How the F is that our culture? You're right to say the oppression has been forced onto us. And it ain't been forced. It's my choice if I want to go sell.
Yeah.
Just because it's here don't mean it's forced. Nothing is forced. We're not forced to use it. We're not forced to sell it. Period. Now, as soon as it get legal and it can go in stores like it is in Oregon, Heroin is legal in Oregon.
It's crazy.
Facts. And that was a rough drug as well. So, once it get legal all through these different states, what people going to say then?
Like we said in the previous statements, it's a catering to the people that run this country. So it's like, okay, you said where is it at? You said Oregon?
Oregon, yeah.
Oregon is on heroin. So that must mean that's like a bat signal to all the heroin dealers to come to Oregon. Like what is that saying about Oregon? That's saying basically the majority of the white population in Oregon must be heroin addicts, because the only way that could be legalized if you're doing something that would imprison the majority of the population. You can't have that, right? So right. you gotta undo a law. Otherwise, more than half of Oregon would be in prison.
Facts. See?
That's economics, children.
Facts. That's a good breakdown, Jack. That's a great point right there of why it's legal now over there. Facts. So he also going to say, but you're using that to justify us effing our own people over. He said, your brains is fried, bro. He said, my brains is fried.
I want to say something about that.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about our people damaging our own people. This isn't the case even when they're directly doing it. You ever hear the term, thou not understand what thou is doing, or thou not know what thou is doing? I can't remember the exact statement of it, but it comes down to the fact that I'm a black man speaking English into this microphone right now. Mm-hmm. I am not supposed to be speaking a white European language fluently like this. Mm-hmm. I'm not from Europe. So my brain has been programmed by white folks all the way to the point where I can't even communicate in an African country that I might be native to. I can't even speak to my own people. I know English, bro. I don't even like the fact that I'm speaking English right now. Like, it starts there. So it's like, you look at the environment that you live in, everybody knows that there's what's called low income areas. This is where black folks come from. It's strategic. Redlining, all this stuff has been documented. We have been suppressed. Mm-hmm. We are overqualified for a lot of jobs that a lot of our white people in this country that are our peers are not qualified for. But when it comes down to that backroom hiring process, that person will be told yes, and they will be extra trained to come up to speed to be able to even be a fraction of what you're capable of doing. But you can't have that job, because that job will enable you to move into their neighborhood next to them, and they don't want to see you. Mm-hmm. Because they are doing things that you are not supposed to be able to witness in that community. And the things that they're doing are against you. You cannot be present here. So it's like you're stuck somewhere, you can't get a job, and then they do the next thing. It's like, okay, He's avoiding selling drugs. We didn't give him a job. He's stuck in the projects in the low income area, and he's out there trying to cut grass for a living. But we're going to make sure we up the rent so that cutting grass ain't going to do it.
Right.
So they up the rent, they up the cost around you. They start, and they say, okay, that's not enough to tempt them. Let's bring drugs in, something from a country that he can't even afford to get a passport to fly to. But yet this cocaine is here. It's present. It's over the borders. It's in your neighborhood. How did it originally get there before it got to you? It definitely wasn't a black man that bought it there. Mm-hmm. But it's there. It's there because it's temptation for you to go out there and sell it to who? Your people, because that's where you're at. So now you're selling it and you're committing crimes, and now they got you where they want you. And they come with the squad cars, and they putting you in prison now because that was the goal to begin with.
Bottom line. And another thing, I took a class on weed when I was locked up. Weed was illegal. We know plenty of people that got years for doing weed. Big years. They said too much weed will do certain part of the things in your brain. That's why people that smoke weed, they say they be forgetful with certain things sometimes. I forgot the cells that it says marijuana actually breaks down into the brain, right? And
Cannabinoids.
Right. So now it's legal everywhere. Now, even some people, they saying there's people in there with 30, 40 years, weed is legal. What they going to do to them now? Is they going to let them out of jail after whatever amount of time they did? And in certain places in New York, they say if you had a weed charge in New York, you did time, you come home, you are eligible to get a weed's license to sell or grow. Y'all look into that.
I'm going to tell you something that happened to me personally recently here in the good old state of North Carolina in the Clayton area. I got pulled over because they said that my license plate light on my car was out. Now, when I got pulled over, the officer walked up to my car, and he told me that my car smelled like marijuana. Now, they claim that marijuana has been decriminalized. It's not legal in North Carolina, but decriminalized, right? But they still are using "I smell marijuana in your car" as what? What's that with the plausible reason to search your car? What would they call that?
Probable cause.
Probable cause to search a vehicle, right? So it's like, okay, you decriminalize it, but now you're using this to go around having to have a warrant to search my vehicle. So you're still using marijuana against folks. You're using it in tactics to do things that you normally shouldn't be able to do.
Keyword, tactics.
Now, they sell this stuff as THCA in stores pretty much all around the city.
Exactly.
So it's like you're telling me that my car smells like weed, but I could have bought this at the corner store, sir.
That's a fact.
So why are you wanting to search my car based off something that I bought from possibly a store down the street?
Well, you know what they keeping quiet now? North Carolina, in the state of North Carolina, you cannot search a car no more for the smell of marijuana.
Well, I was just violated, so I wonder what's going to happen when I go to court.
Right. And that should get thrown out because he said he smelled it. And there's no way to test it right there on the spot. They have to send off to a lab to see. It's supposed to be 0.3%. In North Carolina, it's legal. You sell it at any store. You don't have to have a certain license. You just have to have a LLC. It's just like you ordering potato chips, cakes, toothbrushes, and stuff to fill your store up. And you can order marijuana the same way, as long as whoever you're getting it from has that paperwork that says 0.3%. So if they send somebody in there, you show them your paperwork where you purchased your marijuana from. That's it. There's no reason to search no car now for marijuana because it's legal. My cousin just went through something. They pull him over and they find an ounce in his car. He took a prayer for judgment. Prayer for judgment means you ain't guilty for it. It's just gonna be thrown out, nothing on your record, nothing. But they still just basically get a conviction for it, but it don't go on your record. But it's still in the system. He done lost 3 jobs. He done got hired. They find out later on. They told him no, it's a deal breaker because of that. So marijuana is still legal. It's legal here now, but the job system doesn't have it where if they find out you have marijuana in your system or been arrested for it, that you still can work. They didn't take that away yet.
Well, let's talk about what you just said near the end of that statement. You said that they found out after hiring homie that he had a charge, and then they told him it was a deal breaker. That also happened to me a few years ago because of stuff that's on my record. Now look, we have a convicted felon as a president sitting in office right now.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all still want to use this, we can't hire this person because of a felony. We should do something about that. Y'all doing all these, y'all doing some protests, y'all protesting all this. Y'all, somebody need to start a protest about felonies, people not being able to get a job because they have felonies on their record, but we have a sitting president that is convicted of 34 felonies.
Yeah, what this guy here that's in my comments going to do about that? All this talking he talking.
They should get rid of that. Felony shouldn't be a thing anymore.
Exactly.
Because that's what's keeping black folks and a lot of Hispanics out of jobs, is they putting that F on your report card. But now that we have a president that's just doing all the craziness in the world right now, as of 250 years, the United States, semi-quincentennial, that need to be one of the things that's gone.
That's
felony, out of here.
Facts. Because people went to jail and did their time, was rehabilitated for whatever they went to jail for. When they come home, what do the felonies sitting on their record has to do with them as a person of character or responsibility?
Yeah, they did their time. If you did your time, when you get out of prison, the felony should be off your record. You did your rehabilitation.
You paid back to society.
Yeah, you gave the time. So you should come back with a clean slate.
So now he can't get a job because it's marijuana, but he still get penalized for it, even though marijuana is real. And guess what? It was more. I think he said it was about an ounce. If he would have went to trial, they would have had to send that out to the lab to get tested. It take about 8 months for lab work to come back here in North Carolina.
Oh yeah, they definitely don't like that.
They wouldn't have sent off for no ounce, and it's legal. Why? How? Y'all can't prove that he didn't buy it from the store? You can't. They don't have no law. It got to be in a certain kind of bag in your car. They don't have that. They might have those nice, pretty bags. Some of them now, I've been seeing them in these stores, putting them in regular sandwich bags now. In these stores, I watched it with my own eyes.
Street style.
So now you still trying to get convictions of it? You still trying to search people's cars because you smell it? No, that's not how it works. That law is, and the only thing about it, you got to pay a good lawyer because public defender ain't going to fight for that. Like, no, it's legal.
Why do they even have public defenders? Like, why would they do that? Like,
to cover the Constitution, man, just to say that they gave you a lawyer, and that's all they need to do. Whether that lawyer fight or not. And if I was a public defender, I'm going to fight every case good so I could graduate and go get my own firm and get some money. But they have so many cases on their workload that they want to get them in and out also. That's the system. And you get caught up in that. And they ask you to cop out, get it over so they can get to the next one. Mm-hmm. The next 20 or 30 that they got.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
It's very crazy. And like I said, this guy right here is talking foolery to me in these comments. And until you do something about something, you don't got the right to call nobody a low life because they are, or somebody's highlighting this person, Prince Miller, because he sold to the community or destroyed the community when he didn't force nothing down nobody's or body's intake. If that makes sense.
Man, if somebody coming up, look, you gotta think about it. People are searching him out, calling him, and then when they find him and he got what they want, they pay him money for it.
Right.
Like, so yeah, he didn't force nothing.
Facts.
They pretty much tracked him down, harassed him, probably was mad that he was late getting there with it.
And he said, our people are truly doomed. He said, and there are far too many of us that agree with this foolish way of thinking. Our people are truly doomed. How did we arrive at this point? You're saying that for us to take care of our families, we have to destroy our other black families, meaning You're selling the drugs to other people. You're destroying them. No, they are destroying their own families.
Well,
They leave out the house to go get it.
Instead of pointing the finger talking about how somebody destroyed a community, why don't you start spitting out solutions? Like,
That's my point.
Like you quick to say, hey, this person is doing this and doing damage. All right, cool. But you got a solution for us so that so maybe the community can get some help? Because he's doing that because he needed money. And the other people, they're buying it from him because they wanted whatever he was selling. So maybe if you could help him figure out a way to make income more than how he's making it, he would drop it.
Right.
You put him on a dump truck that make more than what he was making on that block. He'd never go back to that block again.
Facts.
So where's the solutions at? Instead of all the fat finger pointing, where's it at?
So so the audio, how did they saying the audio was low?
No, audio been good.
Oh, okay.
We
We
been
back. Okay.
Yeah, we been straight. I know y'all can hear this.
Kenny Mac, what up? Got GT8. That's my boy up there. GTA salute. So yeah, all of that is just talk. Like Jack just said, what are you gonna do about it when you make these kind of comments, man? That's all I want to know. What you gonna do about it? Cause man, when it did its time, people want to buy their own. When you go and get high and abuse stuff, people that don't even get high or drink alcohol destroy their own families by not even just being there. They create something and then they leave the family for dead, go somewhere else and act like they a family with another person, destroying another person. Might dictate that same thing with the second person they get with, leave and go somewhere else. And you got even mothers. You have even mothers that leave. Excuse me. Thank you. That leave their kids behind, either with their parents or sometimes the father. And they don't pay the kids no attention. That destroys families. It's not just what somebody take or go and buy and utilize it and overutilize it because for their own choice. So that destroying these people that are the ones that actually get on the corners and sell them, y'all need to start by blaming the people that do it. And maybe they'll stop buying it. And nobody had nothing to sell nothing to. I think that would be the biggest solution. But y'all want to blame the ones because they look good. And like we said, you get a felony on your record. You come home, you can't get a job. We got, a bunch of crazy ways to get some money. We can do scams, credit card scams. Some people go into selling drugs. Some people do credit card scams. Some people just do robberies because they can't get a good job because of this felony stuff. But the community YouTube, but the community F their own self up. And that's a fact. And if you want to blame it, you just blame everybody. You don't just blame one person because this person did not use drugs. And some of the people that sell the drugs was using them too and end up being just like the person they sold it to and looking crazy. And that goes to show you it's the mind that makes that happen, not the person that actually get out there and do it, because you got ones that sold it, made money, and then opened up stores and they ain't never looking back no more. Period. So yeah, I just wanted to address that comment. Because what you saying don't make sense, brother. And your brains is fried. And figure out another way to sound like you so Mr. Political. And really you're not. It's other ways to look at the situation. And it's not ignorant that other people think like that. It's ignorant how you thinking and you're not even solving the problem or even helping solve the problem. You didn't put nothing in the comments of what you do to solve these problems, or you creating this type of community outreach to people that is on drugs to make them say, yo, don't go buy nothing so the drug dealers could be broke. Did you create a problem? Did you create some type of solution like that? Tell them don't buy it so the drug dealers will be broke, then they won't waste their time using it because they'll go to jail and they ain't making no money. So that's the first thing they're going to think. I ain't going to keep throwing bricks in the penitentiary. I ain't making no money. Nobody coming to buy this stuff. And that as well. That's it. Don't blame one person. Prince Miller did his time. And he's home now saying he don't want to do that no more. And he's giving advice to the kids not to sell it. So that's what he's getting praised for right now, brother. All in a nutshell. That's it. Along with Unique Mecca Audio. You got Lou Sims. All these guys is preaching and doing things for the community. You got Lou Sims going out in the community, giving away food and all that with a bunch of, I forgot the female's name, the organization that they put together. You got these guys that's out here doing right. So you got to praise them to make them want to say, yeah, I'm going to get out and help my community. Why not praise them? They ain't admitting and saying that they did something right. So stop it with the oppression and oppressing our people and feeding our community poison. And man, nobody want to hear that. Talk about what they doing now and why people are praising them. Let's go there. Now I want to get into something else, man. As y'all see, we got the new Dame Dash OG stories on BET. We got Michelle, Queen of Harlem, up there. She doing her thing. Big shouts out to Michelle. A lot of people was like saying like, oh, why he start off with her like she's an OG, because a lot of people wanted to hear the big drug stories first, I guess. But she's done stuff on OG status as a woman. And sometimes we have to take different approaches and different angles with certain things. Because now you got other people saying, man, everybody keep talking about drug dealers. Why you got to talk about drug dealers on the BET special? The OG stories on BET. For one, Michelle did a lot for the community, man, as a woman. She did a lot of great things. Gotta give her applause for that. Got to. Gotta give her applause for that. She's been through them trenches around a lot of real thorough cats. A lot of real dangerous cats. She's been out there. She just maneuvered her OG movement in a different way. So you gotta give respect and props where props is due when it comes to this type of stuff. To these type of programs that's being put out that's talking about back in the days. Because how our kids gonna learn or listen. Once again, if they don't hear the real people speak about it, it's still out there. So the people that actually did it and was there, these stories are needed. These stories are needed. Some of them give you an outlook of like now Jay Black, my brother Jay Black. His story came up next after hers, the week after. And he speaks about how he was 9 years old, 10 years old, getting to the bag. Dame Dash was talking with Ray Daniels, and he was saying, Ray Daniels was like, man, that's impressive to want to get money at 9 or 10 years old. In New York, 9 or 10 years old, your brains, you are 16 years old back then. I don't know the kids now, too much going on with the way they moving now up there, but back then, 9 or 10 years old, I started at 10 years old, packing bags, delivering clothes for A and the cleaners. My mind is I wanted to get money. I wanted to make sure my mother was right because I seen her work every day, make sure we have all the time, me and my brothers. But that's just where the mental was at. So we're going to get into the story of hustling and getting out there in them corners and leading up to being bigger than just being on a corner and graduating to selling more and more of that work. So these stories are necessary. But the ones that want to comment and say, why we got to keep hearing about drugs, don't listen. And or you come up with a concept that's going to show these kids what to do. You know what? They wouldn't listen to y'all because y'all never been through it. So you couldn't come up with a story to make them listen. I was that young boy when hearing people say stuff about certain things. And we'll be in the hood like, man, did he really do that? Or did she really do that? And or we gonna say, how he talking or how she's talking, they ain't never even did that before. What I'm gonna listen to her for? I'm gonna find out on my own and then I'll see if I like it or not. But if they keep hearing these drug stories differently and everybody got their own angle of how they attacked being in the situation of getting money and getting locked up and getting time, or some people just didn't get a lot of time. Some people been in and out of jail, in and out of jail. Now, these kids will hear these stories on a platform like BET, and it'll give them a choice of, do they really want to do that or not? And 9 times out of 10, the person that's telling it to them that's been through it, they would listen to them and say, yeah, I'm gonna see what he talking about because that sounds crazy. He went through that, and I'm out here selling this, and I could go through that? Oh, wow. Then you got something to be like, will say the same thing as if a person didn't do it or been through it. But knowing the person been through it, you got some knucklehead kids who like, man, he did all that, but I'm getting too much money. I'm having too much fun. Man, I don't know about me stopping. Those be the knuckleheads. But at the end of the day, this BET stuff, this BET OG stories Dame Dash got out right now, very important. Very important. And y'all need to look at it. Y'all need to put your kids in front of this TV because nothing is being glorified. Let's get that correct first. It's not being glorified. It's a story being told with bad results and consequences behind it is what this is all about, period. So a lot of y'all got it twisted, y'all. And if y'all haven't seen it, go to BET. If you didn't catch it on BET, go to Dame Dash channel on YouTube. America New, and the new is spelled N-U. Y'all go up there and check it out, man. And y'all will understand the significance and the reasons why we tell our stories. I'm going to be in the second series. It's going to be a series 2. I supposed to have been in this one, but I couldn't get down there to film. I was too busy taking care of some stuff up here, and by the time I got there, the production was at the end of it. So I'll catch the second series because my story is immaculate. Y'all see it more in depth and detail. I told my story on Queens Flip. Y'all can go to Queens Flip. Big Boosie, Harlem Story, whatever. Y'all check it out, but y'all will see what y'all about to see when I come with my episode on BET. I'm going to get more in depth with a lot of other things, a lot of other stories for these kids to understand. Don't follow us, but learn from us. That's a fact. Kenny Mack said, we are living in Planet Goofy for real. That's a fact. Kenny Mack said, you learn from past to look ahead for the future. That's my point. Great one right there, Kenny. This is what I'm trying to say right now. Why these stories aren't relevant because they keep talking about drug dealers and all. It's not glorifying. It's showing where we was at. We are considered their elders. If we wasn't here, we'd be their ancestors. But we really don't hear our ancestors because they're not here. We still here, and we're on TV, and we have the platforms to do it. We have the capabilities to make it happen. So why wouldn't we talk about it? But people that get up there and say, why we keep listening and glorifying But y'all don't got a solution for it. Y'all don't have a problem. What are y'all doing to get out there for these kids? Nothing. But we putting it on. Yeah.
Let's take a moment to end post-production, but we're going to continue live. All right, real quick. Don't lose your place with your conversation, but give me a lead out for the outro for post-production.
Well, like I was saying, this is for the kids. This is even for some grown-ups that is lazy, that still live with their parents, and you 40 years old, 50 years old, live with your parents. Some of it works for good reasons. Don't get it twisted. I'm talking about the ones that's living with their parents. The parents paying for everything, living off their Social Security and all that. So we're going to come back. We're going to come back and we're going to finish this conversation, man. So I'm going to slide out right now. And y'all hold that thought, man. Big Boosie, I'll be back. My brother Jax, Street Knowledge Podcast, we'll be back.
All right, continue with the live. All right, save post. All right, you are still live, but I cut post because I gotta go take it.
Yep.
Yeah. So
we still here.
Whenever you done, just walk off set and click stop on both of these stop recording, stop streams. But talk as long as you want. You live. This is the behind the scenes live and uncut.
This is how we do it over here, Street Knowledge Podcast, man. And I want to say, man, I've seen a few things, man, that was sent to me. And they said LA was told not to do fireworks. It was banned. And I wanted to get into this with y'all.
The public shows have been canceled, so we've done stories on this. More people have been, unfortunately.
Hold on, y'all. LA is, boy, they off the chain, boy. Hold on.
10 minutes, 15 minutes or so, and there are massive fireworks going off pretty much in every direction that you see here. Jasmine, our local fire departments and police departments have been begging people not to do this, but it seems tonight they are not listening to those calls. Well, they're putting up new warnings on social media. I mean, they're saying safe and sane are even banned in the majority of cities in LA County, not to mention the city of LA has a ban as well.
All the fireworks going off.
Public shows have been canceled, so we've done stories on this. More people have been, unfortunately, setting off illegal fireworks. I mean, it is quite the sight, but this is not supposed to be happening. I mean, you could be fined up to $50,000.
There's a fire out back.
$50,000 if they catch you. But they said stop. I mean, no fireworks this year. And you see LA jumping. They got the drone. And you just see fireworks all around all parts of LA. They was like, what? We not gonna have to do our what? We gonna make our noise. They been going crazy. This 4th of July was wild, man. Raleigh downtown. Downtown Raleigh. A multiple shooting. Like we can't have no fun doing nothing. It said multiple shooting and injuries in Glenwood South after 4th of July celebrations, and the Raleigh police call a massive situation. The shooting started around 1:30 a.m. in the 600 block of Glenwood Avenue, with additional incidents reported up the strip towards Hillsborough Street. Multiple law enforcement and emergency agencies responded, including riot police. Wow. And Glenwood is a strip that be like Fridays and Saturdays be full of all walks of life there. All walks of life. And it was one downtown Durham. actually, also. Let me see. Downtown, they fighting. And this is two white people, so it ain't just black people. Look how he's snatching. It's rough out here, man, that we got to go through these things. And we all supposed to be having fun together. All of us together, man. Black, whites, we representing the United States. A lot of our black men fought in that war. Even still as slaves, they was in there fighting for that war. So those are the reasons why we want to celebrate. For our people that lost their lives in that war. So, you know, I know it's rough when certain people, you know, got that liquor in them, that alcohol in them, and it makes them want to be invincible. Some people be happy when they drink, and they want to see people having fun. That's how when I'm feeling nice and buzzed, I'm happy, man. I'm like to see everybody having fun at the party or the event, wherever we at. All that extra stuff is uncalled for, man. It's uncalled for. So I don't know. We're in some terrible times right now, but I'm sure things was a lot worse or maybe even the same. We just didn't have cameras and all that back then. Now we got cameras everywhere. Everybody got a camera on their phone. Once they invented cameras on the phones, a lot of stuff been unveiled. A lot of stuff has been solved because of these cameras, man. It's wild.